Hello. How are you guys doing? I am on my way to my marriage counseling session and I'm trying to upload my video, but when I left the house, it went off the Wi-Fi, and so now it's like, it's not uploading. But anyway, hopefully it will here in a second, because I'm trying to upload my Shane Dawson reaction video. I have had such a great day today. It is like 20, probably till 20 till 6, something like that right now. And got up today, did my prayers, did my meditations, got very peaceful this morning, and was real excited because I had, made plans to go out with my friends for lunch, and so we decided on today, and we went to Ruth's Cafe. I got my take-home cup of coffee. Look, it's like a pumpkin. See, it's got green on the top and orange. And so anyway, it was so much fun. I actually made, and I haven't even started uploading it yet, my Peterisms video about my one friend. I asked her, oh, there it goes, it started to upload. I asked her if she minded. I called her afterwards because I was like thinking about her after we had lunch, and she's like, no, not at all. I would love for you to do that. She's like, tell my story, I don't care. So I did that. My friend has been battling cancer for, I don't know, 7-8 years. And she just is so positive about it. I feel like I've met so many people in my life that, are dealing with some very serious diseases, and their attitudes are always just so positive about it. I always kind of think like, I hope that would be my attitude, but you never know till you're in that position. But anyway, I just turned on the heat. So do you remember how I said that we were supposed to have cool weather all week long? Well, that was a lie straight from the pit of hell. It's supposed to be in the mid to upper 80s all week long. It's 83 right now, and it is so hot outside. And so yeah. If I roll my windows down all the way, you guys won't be able to hear. I had grandma's grilled cheese and a little corn chowder at Ruth's Cafe. And my one friend had very berry salad, and my other friend had the bacon grilled cheese with a cup of tomato basil soup. And we sat there for like 2 hours and caught up. It was so much fun. And I called my friend afterwards and I said, like, on the way there, I was just kind of like in my head thinking about stuff, and sometimes, I don't know how you guys are, but sometimes my head is not, like, I can like go real negative sometimes in my head, so I gotta like, that's why it's important for me to do the meditations and stuff. And when I left the house, it's like a 10-minute drive for me, but like when I left the house, I was very peaceful, and then I was like driving out of the neighborhood, and all of a sudden I just started thinking about things. By the time I got to lunch, I was just in my head, and I sat down and I started talking to them, and it's like, it went away like immediately, And everything that she's going through just really put my life in perspective. That I have a very, very blessed life. And I've been ending my days again with my, doing gratitude and my prayers and my meditations before I go to bed as well. Actually on the stairs now, which is where I first started it a couple years ago, and so it's like the last thing I do before I go to bed, and it just calms my mind down before I go to bed, and so anyway, I called her because when we were leaving, she's like, I was like, what are you guys doing now? My one friend was like, well, I've got to go home and I've got to do this. And so she and I were walking to our cars because we were parked way down. It was hard to find a parking space. And I said, what are you going to do? She goes, I'm going over there. I'm going shopping because the mall's right across the street. She loves to shop. And she's probably about 10 or 15 years older than me. And she has the cutest style. Like, she's always got like, oh, it's some parka. They're real expensive. I would love to have one, but they're like way out of my price range. And she has it in like camouflage, and like the inside is pink, and she just always has like the coolest stuff. And she's like, I'm going over there. She's like, I want to buy myself something today. And so, and she's like, and I've got a bunch of stuff that I have to go to, so I need to find some things. She's like, I hate dresses. I go, you hate dresses? She goes, yeah, I hate dresses. She's like, she goes, I love pantsuits And she goes, but my order goes like this. Pants, skirts, dresses. She goes, I hate dresses. I go, wear pantsuits. You always look really cute. This is my friend whose son died of an overdose earlier this year. I feel like at this point, everybody that's close to me has lost somebody from addiction. It's so sad, you know, and so anyway, I've known her family. I've been friends with her and her family for years and years now. God, going on probably 20 years. And, 15 years. The other woman I've known, we actually figured it out today. I was like, how long have we known each other? And she said, I think it was like 11, we were sitting there 11 years. So yeah, I've known both of them like 10 to 15 years. But anyway, so she was going shopping. So like 15 minutes later, I was like in my head and I was like, I left there and I just like felt so inspired and so motivated and I felt so good and like all of like the worry and all this kind of stuff in my head was gone. Like it just was gone. It just like was lifted, you know? And I called her and I said, because I got so inspired to talk about it in a video, and I said, hey, do you care? I said, that lunch was so great for me. She was like, oh my God, I was gonna call you, it's so great for me too. And I said, I feel like, I said, I wanna make a video about it. I said, do you care? She was like, I don't know, make what video, whatever you wanna make. She's like, you know, I'm an open book, I don't care. She's like, just let me know which one it is so I can watch it. I said, okay. So, but I said to her, I said, I feel like God put you in my life, not just in general, but like today, I feel like God put you in my life, like today at lunch. She was like, I was just thinking that about you. She was like, you know, I left this morning and it was so weird. We were all like, you know, on the same page, she and I said, she said, I was like feeling all sorry for myself, sitting on the pity pot. And she's like, I almost didn't even want to go to lunch. And she's like, you know, then we sat there and you got me laughing so hard with your stories. And she's like, I just had such a great time. And she's like, you know, sitting there for 2 hours really got me out of my head. And I said, you know, you too. Like, it was so great. And she was like, we got to do it more often. So, yeah, it was really fun today. I called my Peterisms video perspective, but like it really does put your life in perspective, you know, about the things that are really important and also like what your life could look like. When we were talking on the phone, I was like, I just don't know how you do it, you know. And I remember when she first got diagnosed with breast cancer, and now she has to have this procedure in her mouth because there's cancer lesions in there, and she just takes it all with stride, you know? She was like laughing at the table today about it. She's like, I'm just so ready to get this procedure over. I go, aren't you scared? She goes, no, I'm not scared at all. She's like, I trust my doctors and they know what they're doing. They've never let me down this far. And so, and Alex and I have been like texting, laughing all day long about little silly stuff. It's been a good day. You know, I don't know if it's like me being ADHD or whatever, but like when I'm focused on being peaceful and serene, I'm very peaceful and serene, but the second that I kind of like let go of it and I'm like in my head, like I like, do you know what I mean? And so I was just looking down at my bracelet, my blue bracelet that I still wear. I started this months ago. My friend gave me this bracelet. But I put the blue bracelet on to remember, you know, like positivity, kindness, compassion, and I know a lot of you out there aren't spiritual, but for me, I think God puts reminders of that throughout my day, you know. That is the second time I've seen that Panera ad at 2 different places for that ham and cheese sandwich, that artisan chicken sandwich, or turkey sandwich, ham and cheese sandwich, whatever it is, stupid thing. There it is, man. It's one of those billboards that like changes, you know. It doesn't matter, I'm not gonna have it because I'm a vegetarian. For the people that keep on asking me, are you still a vegetarian? Oh no, they ask, are you still vegan? I never was a vegan. I never claimed to be vegan. Are you still vegetarian? Yes. Until I tell you otherwise, I'm still a vegetarian. This car place is called the collection. They have like really fancy cars. It's like 4 things. Here, I'll show you. It's like they have, of course I was trying to turn it around and show you guys, and I turned the camera off, so it doesn't matter. I don't even know what kind of cars they are, so it doesn't even really matter, does it? I think there's like a BMW in there. Something. It doesn't even say what kind of cars they are, but who'd care anyway, right? Does it get you from point A to point B? Yeah, but a ride in a Range Rover might be a lot sweeter. My video was uploading pretty quick. Now it's kind of just slowed down a little bit. Woo, come on, breeze. Do you guys ever put your hand out the window and do this? Like waves out the window? I love that. Waves. Do you guys remember that song, Kokomo? Do you wanna go to Kokomo? Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I wanna take you to Bermuda, Bahama. I used to love that song back when I went to the day. Come on, pretty mama. Oh, the air feels so good. Woo! Alright, well, I'm going to turn some music on and dance a little bit in the car on my way to my appointment, and I will be back later. Bye! Hello? Okay, I'm back. It is, oh my god, it's exactly midnight. I was going to say the witching hour, but I think 2 o'clock is the witching hour. I'm not sure. So, my phone is charged up. Cords. 2 things we have to do. I looked down and I thought this pumpkin spice or pumpkin pie chapstick was a peppermint stick. 2 things. I have to mail this letter, and then I have to get a Diet Coke. And then I'm gonna come home and go to bed early because I have things I have to do tomorrow. Lots of things I have to do tomorrow. Just like lots of small stuff that I have to do tomorrow. Like I have to go get contacts and a bunch of other stuff, so. I have my meeting tomorrow night. We had marriage counseling. It was a really good session tonight. And, you know, it's a good session when you're leaving laughing. And then we came home. Alex fed the dogs. And then we made our frozen burritos that we have, and we sat there, and he was watching the Kardashians, so I watched a little bit of the Kardashians. I don't watch it regularly, so I'm like, who's this? Who's that? Who's this? Who's that? He's like, do you have any idea? Because they're talking about like Saint and Simon and all these people, and I'm like, who's Saint? He's like, their son. I'm like, oh. So anyway, I don't really know anything about the Kardashians except for that I feel like they're always mean to Kourtney. If you watch, excuse me, thank you. If you watch the Kardashians, do you think that they're all mean to Kourtney? I always think, like, whenever I'm watching it, I always think they're mean to Kourtney. So anyway, yeah. And then, you know they say sneezes come in threeses. And then when that was done, he was like, I'm gonna go upstairs and watch Ozark. And I said, okay, well, I'll come in upstairs and lay in bed with you. So I did, and I was like playing with the dogs, and I was watching like YouTube videos. I was watching YouTube videos of Chihuahuas, actually. There's, God, I'm gonna sneeze. See, I told you. Thank you. I think this is gonna be the year for my allergies. But anyway, I mean, I always get them a little bit, but this year it seems like it's really bad so far. And October is usually the worst month. October 1st, it's the Halloween season. I haven't haven't put up my Peter review stuff video yet because I want to do it the exact way that I want to do it. So I'm hoping to get that done tomorrow, but it will be up latest by Wednesday. And if I put it up on Wednesday, then I will probably do another video Friday and another video Sunday. But if I get it up tomorrow, I'll probably do another video Friday or Thursday, and then Saturday or Sunday. Because that's kind of how I want to do them. So I'm excited about it. But I was going to have Alex help me film the first one, but we ended up just kind of hanging out, and I thought, I can just do this by myself. I don't need his help with it. It's just carrying all the stuff out. I would love to film it in Starbucks, but I'm sure that probably wouldn't be possible. Anyway, so then we came back, and then he's like watched like 3 or 4 episodes of Ozark back to back in bed, and probably, I don't know, what time did we get upstairs? Probably, we got done with our appointments, probably 8-ish. Yeah, he just went to bed, and I crashed for like an hour and woke up, and then Tanya had texted me, and she's like, Fountain. I said, I just woke up. She had texted me like an hour before. I said, do you want to get one now? She's like, no, I already got one. She's like, I have to be up early in the morning for a doctor's appointment. And I said, okay. So, I'll see her tomorrow night anyway at our meeting. But, or when I pick her up to go to the meeting. So yeah, it's October 1st. Can you believe it? Feels weird, doesn't it? I need to put the remote behind here. Do you guys live in an area where you get like bad allergies in the fall and in the spring? When I was younger, I used to get them a lot worse than I get them now, but I kind of go in spurts. Like I can go like 3 or 4 days and it doesn't affect me at all, and then I can have like 1 or 2 days where it's really bad. Today it's kind of like really been bothering me a lot. I was watching my video back. I'm gonna sneeze again. Thank you. I was watching my video back that I did on the Shane Dawson reaction today. And it was like, oh, my voice is lower. I can tell that I have my allergies are affecting even like my throat. Back in the day, it was really, really bad. When I got first diagnosed with epilepsy, they thought maybe it was like a mix, because at the time I was taking Allegra. Back then all this stuff was not like, I think now it's all over the counter, but it has to be because I just saw Flonase at the store the other day. But I was like prescribed by a doctor. This is how bad my allergies were back then. Flonase and Allegra. And then on top of that, you know, I would drink coffee during the day and stuff like that. And so they thought that maybe, my neurologist thought that maybe it was like an overstimulation of all this kind of stuff or something. But then the more that they looked at it, they thought it was some kind of genetics. My mom's dad died really young. He was, I think, 39 when he passed away. So they think maybe like on his side, or he may have had epilepsy and nobody knew that, or maybe my grandma did and we didn't talk about it. Like there was a stigma back in the day with epilepsy that I have to blow my nose, I apologize. There was a stigma back in the day with epilepsy, you know, that there isn't really the same stigma today. I mean, I've never told anybody that I have epilepsy and people look at me weird or different, you know. There's a retirement home right there that I would not want to live in. It's very depressing looking, I think. It's the same way as like the stigma of like alcoholics and addicts, you know. And I don't really think like, I think in some ways like the stigma hasn't changed. You know, people always want to fight about this, like, Like, is it a disease? Is it not a disease? Which, if you look up anything factual on it, like if you do your research medically, it's a stupid argument anyway for people to say it's not, but I mean, as defined by the American Medical Association. So that's like people saying, well, basically people are saying the American Medical Association is wrong, but anyway, I don't really ever get in that argument with people, you know, when people, like, I've had friends of mine get very, very upset, like, when their parents or other people, like, struggle to accept that addiction is a disease. I'm like, I don't really care. Like, what do we need to do to help each other, you know? Like, just because somebody doesn't believe that addiction isn't a disease doesn't mean that they don't care about addicts and alcoholics. It doesn't mean that they don't have the capacity to care about somebody or want somebody to live or be willing to set limits and boundaries for that person or be willing to help them out, you know, find treatment options and things like that. You don't have to believe that addiction is a disease for that to happen. Some of the people that I know that are the most supportive, that are not addicts and alcoholics, but are the most supportive, don't believe. So I don't think that that's a determinant of it, you know? I'm like in my head, like, this can be kind of like a tricky conversation to have sometimes because, you know, then I know a lot of addicts and alcoholics too that will say things like, well, it's a disease, so, you know, like, if, let's say if they continue to go back out and go out and go out and go out, and they'll say, well, it's a disease. Well, okay, but there's a lot of people that have the same disease that are being successful, and, for me, personally, I'm just speaking for myself, you know, once I was educated, and I didn't get it right away, you know, I went through treatment many times, and, I don't know. You know, there's always, people always say, like, well, people, like, addicts and alcoholics have to hit their rock bottom. I'm not a believer in that either. I think, for me, I had to suffer enough consequences so that the consequences outweighed the fun, almost. And for me, it was a true fear of homelessness. Because I really had, you know, I had no clue how to take care of myself. I also think, like, if my first year out of treatment... Okay, I was messing with the camera. Anyway, I was saying that I think, like, I'm glad that my first year was as hard as it was, you know? And that my dad wasn't really willing to back down. And people set limits and boundaries in my life, and, you know, I feel grateful for that. Because I really didn't have anywhere else to turn. So the only place I had to turn was to a 12-step program. You know, and I didn't walk into the rooms of a 12-step program and, like, I instantly made a bunch of friends and I was like, oh, I've arrived. I mean, it wasn't like that at all. Like, I felt like an outsider. I felt, you know, distant from everybody else. I felt like I didn't connect. I felt like I didn't fit in. I felt like people were liars because, oh, there's no way somebody could have 20 years. 20 years? You stay sober for 20 years. There's no way, you know? On and on and on. And, I was just thinking, isn't it weird? I was talking about my allergies and then my epilepsy, and now we're talking about all this. But, you know, slowly over time, it's like some of these people, you know, I always say on here, like, oh, I've known this so-and-so, this person since I got sober and whatever, and, you know, like, oh, I have a lot of respect for this man today, but when I first came in, I didn't. I mean, these guys would come up to me that at the time were like, I'm trying to think of, like, my friend who has, like, 40 plus years, okay, so he's, like, in his 80s, you know, like, he'd come up to me and he'd be like, you know, I've spilled more alcohol than you've drank in your life kind of bullshit. They'd piss me off. Like, they'd piss me off, and they'd always say to me, keep coming back, you know, meaning I didn't get it yet. And it pissed me off, and this thing is rolling around, but I still have my coffee cup in here from my brunch today. So, we're going through the post office so I can mail this letter. But then over time, what I realized was, and a lot of time, I mean, this didn't happen for a while. I mean, there were some of these guys, you know, and women that when I first got sober, I'd be like, screw them. Like, you know, they don't know me. And, you know, 2 years down the road, I'd still be like, you know, somebody would say, oh, so-and-so, you know, is so, like, they're such a great guy. I'd be like, fuck them, you know? Like, they used to say all kinds of hateful shit to me. And now what I know, you know, and they're some of my best friends, my ass wouldn't be sitting here today if it wasn't for them. My ass would definitely not be sitting here today, you know? But they said things to me on I think with enough compassion, but enough conviction too, you know? Like, they weren't cruel about it. They weren't heartless. They cared enough to be direct. And, you know, later, you see that come full circle, right? You know, like, with other men and women that I've seen come in, and because, you know, very much a 12-step program is repeating what you've learned and doing what you do because you've seen other people do it. And so, like, you know, I've had other people come up to me, you know, and they'll be like celebrating 4 and 5 years, and they'll be like, I wouldn't have been here today if, you know, like, some of the things you said to me, you know, even though I didn't want to hear them at the time, like, thank you so much for being willing to say them, you know? Like, I just repeated back what was told to me, you know, but you're welcome. And I don't know, it's such a privilege and such an honor to be part of such a big family. It's very cool. But anyway, how did I get to that from talking about allergies? It's too much. It's too much. Alex and I were planning a date night. We're trying to pick a night this week that we're going to do that. I said, well, what do you want to do? He always wants to go to, like, some up-and-coming, really cool restaurant. And I was like, well, you've been to a lot of them. Why don't you know, pick one that you haven't been to, and we'll go and try it out. It's a little warm out tonight, but it feels really, really good. It's still, it's a little breezy outside. I don't know if I talked about this earlier, but I was at, like, lunch today. I got up and I put my contacts in, and I was at lunch, and this contact, like, or this eye, I just couldn't see out of. And I really thought, man, like, overnight, have my eyes gotten that bad? That, like, because it was, like, affecting, like, my reading. Like, so when I was reading the menu, I was like, and my friends were laughing at me, and my one friend even said to me, she said, here's a little trick, talk to your eye doctor about it, where you put one of each in your eyes. I go, one of each what? She goes, one contact. I didn't even understand what she was saying to me. And she was like, and she goes, I know it sounds crazy, but it really works. And I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about. So anyway, but I got home, and I this air freshener. I've got to find a new place for this air freshener, because this is not working. I guess it's that right there, but it's going to roll out of there. That's also where I put my phone. I'm going to put it down here. So anyway, I got home, and I, like, filmed my videos, and I was like, I still couldn't see, and it wasn't just, like, the reading things. I was, like, looking at the computer, and I was like this. So finally, I went upstairs, and I took my contacts out, and I, like, put a new one in. I didn't see a rip or anything in it. What does this say? Closed for cleaning. Okay. Do I want to go to... I'm gonna throw my coffee cup out real quick. Hold on. So I was like, Taco Bell, I guess. Now I have to make a distinction. When I was talking yesterday and I said I always get Coke when I go to Mexican restaurants, that's like if I go in and sit down somewhere. If I go through Taco Bell, I usually either get Sierra Mist or Diet Pepsi, but usually always Diet Pepsi. Even though I don't love it, that's just what I get there. I mean, I do like, it's so, I don't know, it's so weird. Like when I go to the gas station, I usually get Diet Pepsi, not Diet Coke. I don't know. And if I get it at a can, I like Diet Coke more than Diet Pepsi. It tastes different. I don't know why. It's just like it's crisp. Do you know what I just remembered that I really liked? Were the cans of Diet Coke with lime in it. Do they still make those? I bet they do. Oh, but over here it's so much more expensive. It's like, oh, I'll go out to my gas station. That's what I'll do. I'm like trying to remember what I was just talking about. No, I don't remember. Doesn't matter. I hate that when I can't remember what I was talking about in a vlog. It drives me nuts. What was I talking about? I'm gonna pull in here and stop this. Hold on just a second. I'm gonna rewind it and see what I was talking about so I can get back to that. Okay, I'm pulling into this church parking lot. I'll be right back. Okay, well that was really worth me pulling over there for. I thought I was telling some deep story, but I guess I was just talking about my contacts. So anyway, I went upstairs after I didn't do it before. Didn't do it before brunch or lunch or whatever. Didn't do it before I filmed my videos. Didn't do it before I did all this kind of stuff when my contact was killing me, right? I wait till the very last moment, like before I'm going up to my marriage counseling session, and I go up there and I like take my contact out and I don't even look at it or anything, and I changed it, and like instantly my eyes started feeling better, and I was like, well, thank God, because I only had one contact left. So if it had been both of my contacts, I would have needed another pair, but I only had one contact left, so I had to like, before I left here tonight, I made my list for tomorrow of all my things I have to do. Contacts were on there. But anyway, so, yeah. So now my eyes feel much better. I also wear my contacts a lot longer than I probably should. They're like disposables, but they're not like daily disposables. They're the kind that you can wear for like 2 weeks and you take them out overnight. Like those are the ones I wear. I take mine out every night. So, like every once in a blue moon, like I'll forget and I'll sleep in them. Probably a week ago I did that, but that was the first time I had done it in months. Very rarely do I do that, but anyway, but if you're supposed to wear a pair of contacts for 2 weeks, I actually told my eye doctor this too, and she was well, the lady that I went to the last time, I told her, I was like, if I go to the same woman the last 2 times? No, the last time, okay. So I said to her, she said, well, how long do you wear your contacts? And I said, longer than I'm supposed to. And she goes, well, you're only supposed to wear them 2 to 3 weeks. How long do you wear them? I go, like 6. And she goes, I do the same thing. And I said, is it bad for my eyes? She goes, well, it's not great for your eyes. She's like, but you just don't want to wear them like 3 months. I probably would wear them 3 months if I could make them last that long, you know? But anyway, so, but I'm so glad I had that other contacts. I put that in, and it's like my eye felt like so much better. And you know, like sometimes when your eye just is like, I almost kind of wonder if I don't ever switch both contacts at the same time. Like I switch one contact and like a week later, I switch the other one. I never switch them at the same time. So I kind of wonder if like the one I had that hurt, like if it had been like going back and forth or something between my eyes, like for a long time. And because the eye this morning, it wasn't just that it like was blurry, it just was so tired. It was like, my eye just like felt like worn out, you know? It's crazy how things like a new pair of contacts can really, and I know this is gonna sound stupid, and I'm sure there's people out there like, you have to be really careful, you have to take care of your eyes, blah, 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 blah. As a person that comes from a long family history on both sides of cataracts and all that kind of stuff, yes, I know. But that just like a new pair of contacts can take your eyes from being tired to like, you know, feeling refreshed. It's weird because there's this analogy in recovery about recovery being like a new pair of glasses. I do remember like the very first time I ever got contacts and glasses. I was in high school. I think I would have been a junior or senior. I had these big tortoiseshell glasses, and but I started wearing contacts right away too. But so I remember she put the contacts in my eyes before she like helped me, and she like showed me how to do it before I left my appointment. And I remember going outside and literally feeling like for the first time in a long time, like I could see the lines on the leaves. Do you guys, if you've gone from not wearing glasses to having to wear glasses, you'll know what I'm talking about. It is like you all of a sudden see the world in a completely different way. And a couple years ago, the contacts that my eyesight prescription, whatever, is like, shoot, I can't remember what it is, but anyway, it's like 0.25, but I was kind of like, I would feel like I needed like a stronger, you know, contact or whatever. So anyway, she's like, the last time she was like, well, I really believe, this was the time before, she's like, I really believe that you are such and such. And she's like, that's what your tests are coming back. She's like, but why don't we try the contacts that are like just a little bit stronger? And I was like, okay. And she's like, but the thing is if you do it that way, you're gonna need reading glasses because it's gonna like start, she was explaining to me about how I like adjust your eyes and stuff like that. She gave me those new contacts that were like a little bit stronger, and I mean to tell you, I walked outside and it was like I was in high school again. It was like everything was completely clear, and I was like, well, have I had the wrong prescription for the last couple years, you know? So I don't know. This Top Golf place has been around now forever, and I have not been there. It's been there for probably over a year now. Do you guys know what Top Golf is? It's where you like, have you seen one of these places? They're crazy. It's like you go out there and you hit golf balls and all kinds of stuff. Here's another church with pumpkins. Do you think that's interesting that churches sell pumpkins for Halloween? I mean, I don't care. I love a good pumpkin, but they're building something here. What's this? Makes me mad when they don't have signs out front that say future home of. I'm gonna roll in here to the to the Rickers and get something to drink. Oh, our friend is here tonight. Tanya already came though, so. I will get a Diet Pepsi here. Okay. I'll be back in just a bit. Okay. I was just like sitting here for a second. I was just like listening to the cars going by. I was like, there's something about a gas station. It's crazy. Something about a gas station late at night. You hear those cars? Oh, some pretzel sticks. Those sound good. I was saying to the guy, that's our friend that works there, I said, did Tanya come in here earlier? He goes, no, not unless she came in before my shift started. I go, well, she wouldn't have, because she didn't come in here till after 10. was like, nope, I didn't see her. I said, she's going to that Chris Stapleton concert on Friday night that you're going to. I said, she's got pit tickets. He goes, well, I got lawn tickets. I don't have pit tickets. Oh. I have officially lost, since I very first started my diet, 15.6 pounds. I'm actually wearing these shorts today that are called, the brand is Gray, and I got them at the Saks Fifth Avenue outlet in Florida at that outlet mall. Alex and I went there a couple years ago, and it's like by Fort Lauderdale, Sawgrass Mill, I think it's what it's called. Anyway, they have this outlet store. It's the whole mall is an outlet mall. Sawgrass Mill. It's incredible. It's probably like the most incredible outlet mall I've ever seen in my entire life. Y'all know I love a good bargain. So anyway, but we went to the Saks Fifth Avenue outlet because we heard it was really good, and it was called, I think it's called Saks on Fifth. And so I got these shorts that are like, well, they're like cargo shorts, but they're tighter fitting and they come up a little bit higher. Not like booty shorts, no, not like that. You know, like preppier kind of shorts. But anyway, and Alex and I both got the same shorts. The brand is called Gray, G-R-E-Y or something. And, but they're really nice. I haven't been able to fit into them in, like a couple years. And then I also have a pair of jeans made by them as well that are the same size and I haven't been able to fit into. So I'm kind of like, I wonder if I can fit into those. This car is like really choosing to, yeah, like now I'm changing lanes and he's, guy was like tailing me, and then I started changing lanes. When I started changing lanes, he started changing lanes with me, and now I'm over here and I'm like, just pass me by, dude. Here, I'm gonna start going real slow. What is he doing? Anyway, I wanted to watch a scary movie tonight, but I didn't. Since it was the first day of October. I watch so many scary movies, though I think missing one day in October is not going to kill me. Tomorrow I'm going to do my October TBR for my BookTube channel. Somebody said to me in the comment section on here, they said, your BookTube channel is now kind of like bleeding over into your vlog channel. I've always talked about books on here. Books are a big part of my life. I'm not going to stop talking. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I'm not going to stop talking about books on here. I've always talked about books on here. But I don't have to talk about books as much as I have, you know, so thank you for that. But there's so many movies that I want to see, like scary movies from the past. But for me, like, to watch them in October, like, they have to feel very, I don't know, like, I was going through the scary movies that are free the other day on cable, and it's like I love the movie Carrie, but do I want to watch it, like, the month of Halloween? No, not really. I mean, I like scary movies every month of the year, so it's not like I have to just watch them on Halloween. I like fall-themed Halloween movies more, like Jeepers Creepers. I think the second one is kind of, like, those feel kind of fall-themed to me. The Halloween movies, definitely. I'm trying to think of what else. But you know what I mean? Like, the movies that are more like Friday the 13th to watch during Halloween month is not scary to me, even though I do think it would be kind of fun to go as, like, camp counselor from Crystal Lake. But, you know what I mean? Like, I like to watch, like, fall, like, Lady in White or Something Wicked This Way Comes, although those aren't really, like, horror movies, but they're, like, scarier kind of movies. couple years ago, I watched some of the Goosebumps movies on Netflix. They were actually pretty good. I mean, for being like Goosebumps, not like the movies with, I think, Jack Black, but like the movies that are like an hour long or whatever that are based off the book. I was pretty impressed. I thought they were pretty good. I kind of get bored of that shit sometimes, but like it's hard for me to. I couldn't read 2 Goosebumps books in a row. I've been kind of like getting a lot of my like books together to give to Carlitos and Sebastian, and I've been taking over some books when I go over there. Oh my God, you guys, okay, like I have not shown anything that I've gotten from the post office in quite some time on this channel. I mean, it's been a couple weeks. Our entire kitchen counter is filled at this point. I got 2 like big boxes today, and I have another box back here behind me. And then I've already opened this one though in the car because I couldn't wait. I wanted to know what it was. But anyway, so I think tomorrow I'm gonna show like all the stuff that I've gotten on. So if you sent me stuff, I don't want you to think like I haven't gotten it. And some of the letters that people send me are really, really personal, so I probably won't mention on here. But I didn't want you to think that I didn't care or I wasn't showing it. And people are always like, well, why do you do these P.O. Box unboxings? Well, I do it because I want, people have taken the time and the energy and the money out to send me nice things. Like, I don't want people to not feel like I acknowledge that, you know what I mean? So, like, that's why I do that on here. But I do want to make this very clear. Don't feel like you have to send me anything whatsoever, you know? Put a comment on my video. Leave a blue heart. You don't have to send me anything. Sometimes like it's like it's all nice, but well, like one of the packages I got today was from Abby at the Poorhouse Candle Company. She sent me a bunch of stuff, so that was exciting because we're putting together this candle and stuff. But anyway, you know, like sometimes like the nicest things are like somebody drew a picture for me and I got that in the mail today. That was fantastic. And then you know, like people will send me postcards and I'm like, sometimes they hit at like just the right time, you know, like I'll get the postcard at like just the right time, and it's just, you know, a couple sentences and somebody will just say something in there that just like just rocks my world, makes me feel so much better, you know. So I think it's a good lesson in life that it doesn't take a lot to make people feel better, if that makes sense. Did I tell you about my drink? Did I even talk about this? Okay. So I went to go fill up the Diet Pepsi, and it kept on like fizzing up. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like where it gets like real fizzy. I was like, so it's bad, right? So, this is Diet Dr. Pepper, which I don't dislike, but it's also not my favorite. I feel like back in the day, when I was growing up for Halloween, like I feel like October was a lot cooler than this. I mean, to be in the the mid to upper 80s for October in Indiana, like that is warm. Especially when a couple years ago, I'll have to see if I can find this picture. My cousin and I are standing outside and it's snowing on Halloween. But it can do that. I mean, in Indiana, it can go from 80 to 40 over. I mean, it really can within a day or two. But I feel like it was a lot cooler by this time in the year when I was growing up. Is that global warming? I don't know. Like, I don't... And we would get snow in November and early December, like a lot of it. Like, you know, one of my wishes every year is always that I just want a white Christmas. Like, that's always just like one thing that I just really want. I don't really care about, you know, presents. I just want a white Christmas. I love white Christmas. And I don't remember that ever being a thing when I was growing up as a kid. Like, I remember it always just being a white Christmas. Do you know what I mean? Like, am I wrong? Are there other people from the Midwest? Do you guys feel like it was the same way? seems that we have any milder of winter. It just seems like it comes later and it hits harsher when it hits, you know? I was just saying that, and I had this like gut feeling. I was like, this is gonna be a really horrible winter this year. I don't know why, I just had that feeling. But I do remember, like, in early October, like, because I would start reading the Halloween books and stuff like that. You know, I'd go to the library and get all the scary books, and I guess this would be, like, elementary school. You know, that was when my mom was, like, the fall meal started, you know, like, with, like, the chili and stuff like that. Okay, can I just tell you that I bought... God, I probably bought them like a week ago. These Blondie brownies. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, I see them at gas stations all the time. But they're real expensive at gas stations, and they're like, they have like, they're like a Blondie brownie. I don't know what the brand is, and then they also have a chocolate one that has like different colored, like, anyway, why is like everybody riding my ass tonight? I am like not driving slow at all. I don't understand this. So anyway, like a week ago, I bought them at the grocery store, and I was like, when I was at Meijer one night, I bought them, and I was like, I really want to try these. So, I had never had them before, because they're always expensive at the gas station. They're like $2.69 or something for like this little brownie, like this big. And, but like at Meijer, it was like, you could get this like plastic tub that was like half deep, and it was like this big, and it was like for like $4.99. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna get this, and then I can, you know, whatever. Well, I had one that night, like half of one, and I just was like, this is not very tasty. Like, I did not think it was very tasty at all. Well, tonight, when Alex and I were sitting there eating, I took a half of one of those Blondie brownies, and I heated it up in the microwave. Oh my God. Oh my God. If heaven has a taste, it is one of those Blondies melted up in, those Blondie brownies melted up in the microwave. It was so good. I could have eaten 5, but I didn't. I just ate 1. It was so good, you guys. I could not believe how good it was. Alex goes, you just keep on going on about that brownie. I go, it's so good. Do you ever do that? Somebody left a comment. I don't know if they left this on my review channel or if they left them on this blog, but they go, if you go to Olive Garden, you need to have a piece of that pumpkin spice or pumpkin pie cheesecake. I had some last week, and I had a Harry Met Sally moment. And I just imagined like this woman in the middle of Olive Garden eating this pumpkin pie cheesecake. Oh my God, it's so good. But I am, like, I feel like the older you get, like, I don't know, is this an older thing? I feel like it is. I feel like, because kind of as you get older, you don't, like, you get more excited. I feel like as a kid, you get real excited about shit, and as you get older, you get more excited about stupid shit. Like, stupid shit, you know? But, like, as you get older, you also don't give a shit. I mean, you could be in the middle of a restaurant and, like, taste the most amazing, like, you know, cheesecake or tiramisu, and you go, oh my God, what did they put in this tiramisu? It's so good. And you just don't care, you know? And people are looking at you like you're crazy, and you're like looking at other tables. Did you have the tiramisu? Oh my God, you should have the tiramisu. I mean, that is getting older. I'm telling you, hands down. The shit that I say now to people, I would never, or do, I would never have done that like 20 years ago, you know? I just wouldn't have. You just don't care. I can't even tell you how many times I've been in a restaurant, and I see other people do it to me too, and I'm just like, exactly, like, it's so good, right? And then you start having conversations with other tables. My husband always looks at me like, you are crazy. We are, like, you know, like, why are you sitting here talking to these people you don't even know? Did you get the cheese tortellini? Yes, I did too. Isn't it so good? Oh my God. I want to get one and take it home with me. I want to know how they make it. So funny. Life's short, why not have fun? I was like, is this dude following me? Like, seriously? Like, what is going on here? Like, change lanes when I change lanes? Like, anyway. Is this the same guy, guy from way back there? Can't tell. Well, whoever it was had their head way down low and was talking on the phone. It's October 1st. You never know. When I was in high school, October was also like a big month to like drive around with friends, you know, and bonfires and all that kind of stuff. We used to have so much fun in high school. I mean, I didn't like high school, but with my friends, I had a lot of fun. I have a hair appointment on Thursday. I better remember it. Although my hair's a little longer right now, and I kind of like it a little bit longer, but I have so many VCR tapes, you guys, of, you know, horror movies down in the basement. I have so many. I have like a box of like just Christmas movies, like VCR tapes and DVDs, and then I have like a Halloween one of just movies and like VCR tapes and DVDs. And a couple years ago, I started buying these DVDs at like Walmart or Meijer or somewhere that have like 9 movies on them. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? They have like all like the Hallmark movies. And well, now they show them the whole month. So it's like you don't even need to have those. But I have them like all of them, right? And the Christmas movies, I started buying like all of my favorites. I loaned some to a friend of mine, but that's a whole different story. But anyway. And then Halloween, I did the same thing. And so, God, I looked up, that was the scariest thing. I looked up and I was like, oh my God, that is straight up a UFO. It was like this, like 4 thing. But then I looked at it and I was like, oh, it's totally a plane landing. Oh my God, my heart skipped a beat there for a second. I'm like, you've been praying for aliens for so long now. You look up and you see one, you get what you want, and you freak out. But anyway, I'll be that one call in the Coast to Coast AM. I'll be like, I was driving doing a vlog, and I looked up, there were aliens in the sky. Somebody on the other end will just be cackling and laughing at me, thinking I'm such an idiot. Do family videos still exist? Oh my God, I didn't know that. I went a different way. Is the heat on? What is going on? It's so hot in this car. I went a different way tonight. What is this right here? Is this a Hardee's? I love Hardee's. Oh no, it says hardware. Pro hardware. Somebody right now is watching this. They're like, oh my God, I know exactly where you're at. I'm off of Oak Landon Road right now. I never come out here. Oh, I wanted to tell a story, but I shouldn't. Anyway, it's about something to do with this business over here and who owns it. And I met the person one time, and I made fun of their business name. It doesn't matter. Okay, the business is like, I shouldn't say it. I'm not going to say it on here. It doesn't matter. But anyway, I just made fun of the word, and they got like real offended by it. I go, I'm joking. It's a joke. It'd be like if your name was like, you know, like Peter's Potatoes, and you go, oh, your business, Peter's Potatoes, and I go, it's potatoes. I go, oh, excuse me. It was like that. You know what I mean? Oh my God. I must have gone down here in a vlog not too long ago, because I talked about this historic Motel 67 over here. Our rooms are unbelievable, it says. I bet they are. I actually, when I saw that sign before, I was like, I want to get online and see these unbelievable rooms. Then I don't remember it. So. These houses are so cute along here. My friends and I, back in the day, we used to go to this bingo hall up here. And If you live in Indianapolis, you'll know what I'm talking about. Off of German Church in Midhofer, there's a bingo hall, and it used to say bingo outside of it, right? I used to play bingo every Sunday. Now, I know this is hard to believe because I'm a casino champion of the world, but I did really go to the bingo. Now, let me tell you what, sometimes we would go play bingo, and then after, if we won enough, now I didn't play those pull tabs. My ex played those pull tabs. You know what I'm talking about? They're called like Golden Mountain and all the kinds of stuff. But anyway, my ex would play those pull tabs, and sometimes he would win like $500 or $1,000. You can win that much on those pull tabs. Do you know that? Okay. Do y'all know what I'm talking about with pull tabs? Well, I'll tell you in a second. So, my ex and I and these two girls that we were friends with that were a couple, we would go play bingo on Sundays, okay? Y'all, have you ever played bingo before? Well, then I started, like, after he and I broke up, I started going with this friend of mine in recovery, and we would go in Noblesville to the Moose Lodge. Y'all think I'm lying about this stuff, but this is the truth, okay? Oh, I know, Peter, he's such a monster. He's the most evil person in the whole world. He plays bingo at the Moose Lodge in Noblesville. Let's just get real for a second, okay? So anyway, my good friend and I, we used to go up to the Moose Lodge in Noblesville, and we would play. One year I remember we played, and it was Christmas time, and people were playing for poinsettias. My friend was so excited, he walked out of there with like 6 poinsettia plants. He's like, these are the most beautiful poinsettias I've ever seen in my entire life. I said, you do realize with all those cards you were buying to play that you probably could have gone into the Kroger or the Marsh and you could have bought poinsettias. You know what I'm saying? Just as pretty. He goes, oh no, poinsettias are really expensive. I was like, well, whatever. And we had fun, I guess. But the thing about the bingo hall is we used to go to this one. It was right over here. It was right next to, behind this Burger King. It might still be there. I don't know. But it's just a bingo on it. It was huge. I don't know about where you live, but bingo in Indianapolis is like a big deal, okay? It is a big deal. Like every night of the week, there's like a mega jackpot somewhere, somebody playing bingo. Now, they stopped because you can't smoke in bingo halls anymore. You can only smoke in casinos. So, people don't go to play bingo as much as they used to. And I guess that they have more breaks or something, and every time somebody goes on a break, they like, everybody fires outside and goes and smokes a cigarette real quick, right? So anyway, and you know that stuff you see on TV shows and whatever, where they got like the troll dolls and all the rubbing everything? That's true, okay? That is really, really true. I bet you anything right now in this car, oh, I should pull over and see. I bet you I have a bingo dabber up in this car. Just stopped. I didn't even realize we were at the end. I bet you anything I have a bingo dabber in this car. If I have a bingo dabber in this car, I will die. What is this? Do you guys know what a bingo dabber is? No, but I sure do have a fidget spinner. Oh, you know what? They're in the back. I have them in the side panel in the back. I just remembered that. But anyway, I have them in like 4 different colors. I have gold and pink and blue and all different kinds of colors. Okay, so anyway, a bingo dabber is just a big marker, basically. But you go in there, and it's not expensive, okay? You can play like all the games and everything, and it's sometimes like, you can get real cheap games if you go on like a Sunday for 12 something, or the Moose Lodge on like a Sunday night or whatever. I think it was like 23 and a quarter. But here's the thing, okay? If you go to the bingo hall, the food is incredible. Like, I'm telling you, the food is so good. And it is so much fun. I did not, like, bingo is so much fun. And it's kind of a different experience every time you go. And so anyway, so you go, and then, like, where I used to go over here, the big bingo hall, like, that was some serious business. There's, like, a couple different bingo places, and then, like, out in surrounding towns in Indianapolis, sometimes those have the biggest, like, what do you call it? The biggest jackpots, because people drive there to go to them, and then when they win, they go to the casino. See, like, that's what you do in Indiana. Okay, so anyway, but you go to back in the day, we would go there and sit in these bingo halls. You have your paper spread out, right? Okay, you got and I was so confused. I was so confused because these games are not, you guys, just like diagonal. Okay, no. They're like postage stamp, one corner out, up and down, no free space. I mean, like, it's so confusing, you guys. I'm like having such a hard time keeping up with this. Well, we used to play literally every Sunday. So after a while, you know, you get it like that. we were ordering hamburgers and french fries with cheese sauce and big pieces of chocolate cake for like $1.50, right? It was fantastic. Big fountain pops and those red glasses that you get at like Pizza Hut and stuff like that. Oh my God, it was so much fun. And we would get there and bingo would start at like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 on a Sunday afternoon, and then it would go to like 9:30. The funniest thing is, like, when bingo is over, like when that last card is called, when that last person goes bingo, everybody leaves. I mean, everybody. There's no like sitting around trying to be nice and friendly. Everybody hits it right out the door. But anyway, so a couple years ago, my friend and I, he moved away now, but my friend and I, we used to go play, because he lived in Noblesville, we used to go to the Moose Lodge, and we would go, it was on Monday nights, yeah, it was on Monday nights, and we would go play there. The thing about the Moose Lodge was that people would bring baked goods to sell, okay? So during the intermission, and I remember the first time we went, he got so excited about it. And he goes, the bake sale table, they're setting up the bake sale table. And I go, what are you talking about? They're setting up the bake sale table. And he's like, yeah, they're setting up the bake sale table. And I go, what's the bake sale table? And he's like, people bring stuff and then they sell it. And it's like lemon bars and little pecan bar pieces and, you know, chocolate chip cookies, whatever you can imagine they got in there. I said, oh my God. So I'd already, you know, bought like my fried okra, a cheeseburger, onion rings. I had had everything. I hadn't been to the bingo hall in so long. I was so excited. I had to have it all, okay? I'm sitting there like so stuffed, and I'm like trying to do the cover all, and I'm like so confused. He won like all these, he won all this stuff, because what they would do is they'd have a game, right? And so they would say, first winner wins, I don't know, $250, okay? I mean, there's been some prizes to win at bingo. Second winner wins two poinsettias, your pick. Third winner wins 1 poinsettia, your pick, okay? So he was like winning second and third prizes, and he thinks he was getting poinsettias. I didn't win anything. I was so pissed. So anyway, he wanted to be a bingo caller. He even went and asked them, and they're like, yeah, you just have to fill out an application. And at one point, he filled out an application. Tanya and I, God, I wish she was here right now. We get laughing so hard because she was good friends with him too. And he was so hilarious. He was like, I want to be a bingo caller. And I was like, what do you know about being a bingo caller? He's like, I'm going to say stuff like, I'm going to be like, B6, Betty White was in Golden Girls. B6, Betty White. And I go, you are so hilarious. He wanted to be a bingo caller so bad. And I said, so he went and applied to be a bingo caller. And I said, well, how much do they pay you to be a bingo caller? He goes, no, you don't make anything. And I go, well, what do you get? He goes, well, while you're a bingo caller that night, you get free food. Anything you want. He goes, and because it's at the Moose Lodge, right? And he goes, and then you get your whole next games free. And I go, to play bingo? And he goes, yeah. I go, so one week you're a caller, and the next week you play. He goes, right, they rotate out. I go, oh, that's kind of fun. I think that'd be kind of fun. So anyway, but I'd be too nervous to be a bingo caller. I mean, I don't know why. I make YouTube videos, right? But it's totally different. So anyway, but this basically it's like a bake sale, but in the middle of a bingo hall. And I mean to tell you, that intermission goes up and they'll like say, we're gonna take a 15-minute intermission. Smokers, please go outside. And the bake sale is now open. Let's not rush. We all have time. And like that bake sale, everybody goes over there and it's like within like no time, there is nothing left over there except for the cookies that nobody wants, you know, like the whole wheat cranberry Weight Watchers cookies or something, you know, that nobody wants. That's the only ones, but they're like sitting over there. Oh my God, we used to have so much fun back in the day going to the bingo. I miss that. Oh, I miss him. Ask people if they want to go play bingo, and they're like, where? And I say the Moose Lodge in Noblesville. They're like, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah, it's fun. People are very serious about their bingo game, though. It's kind of like the casino. People are real serious about the casino, too, you know? I don't ever get that serious about it. I just try to have fun with it. I mean, why not, you know? Loading all those poinsettias in my car, and then afterwards, as full as we all were, full as he and I were, for some reason we went to Waffle House. used to always go to Waffle House, and Alex is real good friends with him too. And I would call Alex, and because I would say, like, do you want to go to bingo with us? And Alex is like, I don't want to go to bingo. No, you guys go. You have fun with that. And I'd be like, okay. So afterwards, I call Alex, and I'd be like, do you want to go to Waffle House with us? And Alex is like, no, I'm kind of in for the night. Don't worry. He had no desire to go to Waffle House, okay? I mean, this is kind of recovery shit that you do. I mean, these are like, you know, anyway. So we would go to Waffle House, and we would get, do y'all have Waffle House? I mean, if you live in the United States, there's basically a Waffle House at every exit on the interstate, period, end of story. And if you don't have a Waffle House, then you have a waffle and steak. That's what they're called sometimes. But anyway, we would get peanut butter. Well, he would get chocolate chip too, but I don't like chocolate chip. We would get peanut butter, what do you call it? Waffles. And then hash browns covered and smothered. And the waffles at Waffle House should be like the best waffles in the entire world. They're okay. They're kind of a little flat. But anyway, but their peanut butter ones, their chocolate chip ones, basically this is what they do. They make a waffle, and then they just sprinkle these real little chocolate chips and peanut butters on there. That's peanut butter waffle for you right there, okay? $1.29 or something. So anyway, $2.39, I don't know, it's real cheap. Waffle House is super cheap. And then, oh my God, hash browns smothered and covered. You have to have hash browns smothered and covered. That's like gravy and cheese and all this kind of stuff. Back in the day when I used to drink, my friends and I, we used to go to this restaurant downtown Indianapolis in Fountain Square after we would go out. It's still there, and it's called Peppy Grill. Always Peppy. And it is the smallest place you've ever seen in your entire life. And let me just tell you, their breakfast food is like so good. And there's literally like no section between the kitchen and like where you sit. And there's like this woman that cooks all the meals. One of the most fantastic cooks in the entire world, right? But just surly as hell. She's always pissed off in there, it seems like. But she's real funny. Like, she's got this hilarious, like, really dry sense of humor, and she is an incredible cook. So she'll be like sitting there, right? And like the waitress is kind of like going in, and there's like one waitress for like however many tables there are. I think they added an extension on it, so it's a little bit bigger now. But she'll go like, she'll say like, bacon, hash browns smothered and covered. She'll like look around like this, and you'll go, okay, me like that, and she'll just like throw it on your, not throw it out across the room, but like if your table's like right there, she'll just kind of like set it on your table. I haven't been there for a long time. Alex goes there every once in a while with his friends after they go out, but I haven't been there in a long time. God, I love breakfast food. Now I'm hungry for breakfast food. It's all your fault. You guys. Hey, you guys. That's a great Halloween movie, The Goonies, but I just watched it not too long ago. Oh, now I want to go play bingo. Do I have any bingo players out there? Bingo's fun. Oh, so the pull tabs. I didn't talk about the pull tabs. So they walk around with these tickets, right? And like they're pull tabs. And so you have to get like 3 things that match, like 3 diamonds that match, or 3 this or 3 that. And then you get like your ticket goes into the drawing of like 6. And then they call these numbers. And then if your number is the one that gets called, like each ticket is $1. Okay, so you go like if it's called like Diamond Grove, they'll walk around, they'll go, Diamond Grove, Diamond Grove, we've got a few more Diamond Grove left. They walk around with these boxes, right? And then somebody will go, I'll have 20 Diamond Grove, and then they give them $20, they have 20 pull tabs, and they literally pull them open this fast. Well, if you get like one of these numbers on, if you get the 3 matching ones, and you get the number on the back, and then they'll call off of this board where the numbers come, and they'll say second place or winner is, and then they'll say the number. And if you have the matching number on the back of your ticket to the number that they call, you win the grand prize, which is usually the pot of whatever they put in there, like however many they sold, if that makes sense. Well, my ex always used to win those things. I don't know how, but he would like buy those pull tabs. I can't tell you how much money he used to spend on those pull tabs, but he would win all the time. The people that are the big winners of the bingo are the ones that are buying the pull tabs. Now, I've never bought the pull tabs because, I mean, maybe I bought like a couple, like probably less than 10 in my life, but I've never won anything. It's like scratch-off lottery tickets, you know? I'm not like any good at the scratch-off lottery tickets. I don't ever win anything on that, but I don't know. I've seen people win a big amount of money, tons of money before on those pull tabs. Sometimes it's smart, like if you go to like the Moose Lodge where we go, or where I went in Noblesville, like that would be a smart place to play the pull tabs because there's not as many people. Like when I used to go this other one over here, I mean there probably were, I don't know, 200 people on a Sunday night. At this other place, I bet there's less than 100. So you know what I mean? Your odds are better, I guess. I don't know, I didn't get my glasses, so I can't do math. But I do love playing bingo and stuff like that. It's fun. The normal life. I drive by these neighborhoods every night, and sometimes, like, well, my friend that I was talking about, that I was having lunch with, I'm gonna have lunch with later this week, that I made the Peterisms video about, she lives in this neighborhood. Oh wait, we're way down there. I thought it was right here, but we're way down here. But I pass by these neighborhoods every night. I never even look at and see what they're called or anything. I don't know why that matters, but. And then people later, I'll be like, where do you live? And they'll say, oh, I live in so-and-so and so. I'm like, what neighborhood is that? And I'm thinking to myself, I drive by there every night. I don't even know what that neighborhood is called. If anybody wants to know where I'm at, if you live in Indianapolis, I'm on 116th Street right now. I just came from Oleo Road and crossed the bridge on Geist, and I'm going towards Fisher's right now. Stop the video a lot because then I don't know how much time I've actually been filming. But I did 24 minutes. Is this my friend's neighborhood right here? No. I didn't even know that was gated in there. But anyway, ooh, that's nice. How did I miss that? What was I gonna say? How did I pass our neighborhood and I didn't even realize it? I passed my friend's neighborhood and didn't even see it. It doesn't matter anyway. 24 minutes. I need my readers. 24, 34, 39. It's about 40 minutes. Oh, I haven't passed our neighborhood yet. I'm losing my mind. Well, I mean, it's one of those roads that there's just neighborhood after neighborhood after neighborhood, you know? I kind of forgot all about the bingo. I should ask Tony if she wants to go to bingo sometime. My husband would hate it. Like, he would absolutely hate it. He would do like a half an hour and he'd be like, are we ready to go yet? Like, I'd be like, are you bored already? Yes. I'd be like, well, you don't know, you might win the coverall. He'd be like, I don't care, let's just go. Oh my gosh. He's so funny. Then I'd be real upset that I didn't get to play the coverall. Did you guys watch the Kardashians? Kim Kardashian is like, she was on there talking a lot about her and Kanye fighting and stuff like that. And she was like, yeah, he got really upset with me because I didn't bring him a Band-Aid. And Khloe's like, really? And she's like, yeah, and she's like, oh, here's my friend's neighborhood right here. She's like, and then I told him that he could have one of West's Band-Aids upstairs, a Jesus Band-Aid. And he goes, and Kanye said, I've gone all over the world trying to find clothes for you, and you want me to wear a Jesus Band-Aid out? And Khloe said, really? No, I like Khloe Kardashian, kind of. I mean, I don't really care. She bores me a little bit. But, I mean, they all bore me, right? But that Kendall is absolutely beautiful. She's so beautiful. I think she's the only one I really like out of the whole group. I used to like Kris Jenner, but I just think that Kris Jenner is so obsessed with Scott Disick that she can't even see her own damn daughter's needs through it. Get rid of Scott. Pay more attention to Kourtney. I feel so sorry for that Kourtney sometimes. I like her. Anyway. So, and then Kim's out buying all these Band-Aids. She's like, I've got to basically be a better wife to Kanye and buy him Band-Aids that aren't Jesus covered and whatever. And I'm like, these are your marital issues? Y'all need to get in some counseling about that, because that ain't that deep. And then she's like, yeah, we got into a fight because he asked me to bring him a Band-Aid and I wouldn't bring him a Band-Aid. If I was up and I was like in the kitchen and Alex asked me to bring him a Band-Aid, sure, I'd bring him a Band-Aid. If we were both sitting down there and he said, can you bring me a Band-Aid? I'd say, you got 2 legs. Can you go get yourself a Band-Aid, please? We're grown-ups here. You know what I mean? Like, what's that about? Anyway. I think that would be a tough marriage anyway, Kanye and Kim. You know, it's like, I just think that would be a tough marriage. For 2 people that live so in the spotlight, you know. Their kids are beautiful though, aren't they? Well, now she has that new, well, I mean, she's had it for a while now in real life, but on the show, like, that baby, I think she named it Chicago, with the surrogate. Oh, that baby is so beautiful. It's the most beautiful baby. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's the most beautiful baby, but it's a beautiful baby, it really is. And, that West, I have to say, from what you see on the show, Northwest, is that what her name is? North. You guys, I'm not a big Kardashian person. Northwest, I guess. She's so well behaved, you know. Most of them really are pretty well behaved, those kids, I think. Makes you wonder, like, growing up in a world like that. But I guess, like, you know, all of them did too. You know, Kim and Khloe and Kourtney, they grew up in that world too, and definitely so did Kendall and Kylie. I said to Alex tonight, I said, what's your favorite reality show? He goes, my favorite? And I said, yeah, like, what's your favorite reality show that you watched? He goes, God, I don't even know. He goes, what's yours? I said, I don't know. Probably the one with the most yelling and screaming at the moment. I mean, RuPaul's Drag Race is probably my favorite reality show, and then I would say Project Runway is a close second. Other than that, like, I'm trying to think of other reality shows. I used to love that Kim of Queens. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? She was like a pageant coach. I loved her. And I thought there was just such a cool message to it as well. Tanya and I, oh my God, for years we watched that Little People, Little World. Is that what it's called? But that family just makes me so sad. That husband and wife, they just don't like each other at all anymore, and they're divorced and they live on the same property. I can't watch that show anymore. It makes me so sad. It makes me depressed. I cannot watch it anymore. Well, I don't even remember what her name is, but his name's Matt, and it makes me sad. Like, that show just makes me sad. I used to watch that forever. I loved them as a family. I thought they were just such a cool family. Another reality show that I really like. I can't even think. Well, Chris Lee knows best, but it's real scripted. But I honestly, like, I don't care if I watch it or don't. Like, I can miss a whole season. Oh, I really like Below Deck. I really like Below Deck. Although, I kind of like catch up on like a season, like when they do like a marathon, because like I won't watch the whole season and I'll watch like 6 episodes back to back, like while I'm working around the house and doing something, you know what I mean? Do you guys do that with certain shows? So I like Below Deck. They're so shitty to each other though. That one woman that's been on like every season, like I don't know what her job is or whatever, but she's always like, well, you're gonna do what I say because basically I'm better than you. I mean, that's basically what she says every time. And I mean, she is good at her job, but it's just like, I don't know, they're just all fight all the time. Like I mean, I guess that's kind of like the prerequisite for a reality show, isn't it? That everybody's fighting all the time, but I don't know, it just, I don't love that always. Like, I think that's part of, like, what turned me off of, like, the Real Housewives of the Orange County this year. Like, New York, you know, Real Housewives of New York, like, this last season, there was a little bit of fighting, but by and large, it was, like, bickering. And it was kind of, like, just, you know, being kind of shady towards each other. Funny kind of stuff, or, you know, whatever. But, like, those Real Housewives of Orange County, like, they scream and yell at each other. And that almost, it kind of makes me a little nervous sometimes. I don't like it. And Beverly Hills, I just think is so boring sometimes. That's my husband's favorite, and he loves Vanderpump Rules too, but I don't know. Oh my God, am I almost at 24 minutes again? Okay, hold on, it's gonna stop. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna finish this up. Okay. Well, since I have absolutely no idea how long I've been totally vlogging now, I know I'm over an hour. It's probably like, my whole car just got hit with sprinklers. I have no idea how long I've been vlogging, but I've definitely been vlogging over an hour now. So, what are all the things that you guys, if you've made it this far in the vlog, put a blue heart and put a little pumpkin too, or something fallsy. But what are all the things that you're looking forward to in October? A lot of people have actually told me to go see the movie The Nun, so I think we are going to go see that at some point this week. That might not be our date night necessarily, but we might go see that this week. But anyway, and everybody's told me about this AMC pass, so I really have to look into that too. Anyway, okay, let me know all the things you're looking forward to doing in October. If you guys have little festivals and stuff that you go to in your town, like for Halloween, I would love to know about that. Let me know. So, I don't know why I was just thinking of this, but if you guys like, you know, I talk about psychics and mediums on here, and since it's October, if you guys want a recommendation for a really good documentary, there's a documentary and it's called, shoot, I think it's called No One Dies in Lilydale, and it's about this place in upstate New York, and it's a town that it's like all like psychics and mediums that live there, and people come on the weekends, or maybe it's just one weekend a year, I can't remember, but they come and they have like all these readings done. If you've never seen it, it is so interesting. So it's called No One Dies in Lilydale. I think that's what it's called. You should go check it out. It's great. That's my movie recommendation for tonight. Yeah, so we will talk more about Halloween, or I'll talk more about Halloween tomorrow, and you guys will listen and comment, I guess. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a wonderful October so far, and a wonderful week. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.